Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukasya Ekadantasya Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharasya Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Sannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Tittadvaradavaktrabhya Parishadhya Parastatam Vignum Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With Bhagavan's grace, let us continue where we left off. We came up to slokam number 23. Sutta says, you rishis, you are all shining in effulgence just like the sun itself, and you have asked me. Therefore, I will describe as far as I know, because the stories of Krishna, the stories of prema, the stories of bhakti, the interplay between Bhagavan and Bhakta are infinite and par excellence, unexcelled they are, and they are infinite, they are immeasurable. And it is like a bird flying in the sky, trying to measure the sky. How is it possible? But as far as I know, and whatever I have little I've tasted and experienced, I will definitely describe them to you. Number 24. Ekada dhanuhu udhyamya vicharan mrgayam vane gan anugataha srantaha kshuditaha trishitaha bhrusam. Ekada dhanuhu udhyamya vicharan mrgayam vane mrigan anugataha srantaha kshuditaha trishitaha bhrusam. Parikshit, what did you do once? Dhanuhu udhyamya, carrying the bow, vicharan, and he started moving about, went to Mrigayam Vane, in the forest to hunt the animals, for hunting. And Mrigan Anugataha, following the various animals as a hunter does, he chased animals and all that. In that process, Srantaha, he became tired, Shuditaha, he became very hungry, and Trishitaha became very thirsty, Brisam, extremely hungry and thirsty, extremely tired he became. Ekada dhanuhu udhyamya vicharan mrgayam vane mrigan anugataha srantaha krutitaha trishitaha brasam. 25. Jala asayam achakshanaha pravivesa tam asramam dadarsa munim asinam shantam nilita lochanam. Jala asayam achakshanaha pravivesa tam asramam Tadarsa munim asinam shantam milita lochanam. Jala ashayam, looking for a reservoir of water like a pond or a lake or a river or something. Okay. Achakshanaha, and searching for that, to look for it, looking for it. Pravivesa, he entered some ashramam, he entered an ashramam, an hermitage of a rishi. Tadarsa, he saw there a munim, a rishi, asinam, seated, shantam, very peacefully, milita lochanam, with his eyes closed. Jala ashayam achakshanaha pavidesatam asramam tadasya munim asinam shantam milita lochanam. Number 26. Pratiruddha indriya prana manaha buddhim uparatam sthana triyat param praptam brahmabhutam avikriyam. Pratiruddha indriya prana mana buddhim uparatam sthana triyat param praptam brahmabhutam avikriyam. And how was the Muni, how was that Rishi seated, how did he look like? Pratiruddha, fully controlled and restrained. Indriya, his senses. Prana, pranas. Mana, mind, buddhim, the mind, buddhi, uparatam, and controlling all that, uparatam, he was absolutely motionless, inactive. He was established in Trayat Param, something that is supreme beyond the three stages, the Jagrata Avastha, the Swapna Avastha, the Sushupti Avastha, the waking state, the dream stage, and the deep sleep state. Beyond that, there is Turya. In that stage, he was established in Praptam. He had attained it. Where Brahma Bhutam, in the company of Bhagavan, the most advanced of Brahman itself, and Avikriyam, and he had attained that, so he was absolutely unaffected with anything that was going on. Pratiruddha Indriya Prana Mana Buddhim Uparatam Sthana Trayat Param Praptam Brahma Bhutam Avikriyam. 27. Viprakirna Jata Achandam Rauravena Ajinena Cha Visushyate Taluhu Udakam Tatha Bhutam Ayachata. Viprakirna Jata Achandam Rauravena Ajinena Cha Visushyate Taluhu Udakam Tatha Bhutam Ayachata. How did he look like? So peaceful, completely immersed in bliss, in Shanti, in Samadhi. But how did he look externally? Viprakirna and Jata, his hair was Viprakirna, was scattered all around. And Achannam, it was matted hair. And his body was covered by Rauravena, Ajinena. Raura is a name of a deer, a type of deer. Ajinena, the skin of the deer, he had covered his body with that. And Visushyate. And so we saw him like this, completely pictured, this rishi seated with eyes closed and completely lost to the external world because he was in Brahman Nishtha itself. And he looked like matted hair was scattered all over his shoulders and body and all that. Body itself was covered by a deer skin. That time, Visushyate Taluhu Udakam Tatha Bhutam Ayajata. And Taluhu Udakam Visushyate. The king, remember, was extremely thirsty and hungry. He was very tired. So Visushyate means dried up. Taluhu is palate. So the mouth was very dry because he was looking for water. Udakam, water. Tatha Bhutam. That being water, Ayachata, he asked for it. Being extremely thirsty, with an extremely dried up mouth, he asked him for water. Viprakirna Jata Achannam Rauravena Ajinena Visushyate Taluhu Udakam Tatha Bhutam Ayachata. Number 28. Alabdha Trina Bhumi Adihi Asamprapta Arghya Sunrutaha Avajñātam Iva Atmanam Manyamanaha Chukopaha. Alabdha Trina Bhumi Adihi Asamprapta Arghya Sunrutaha Avajñātam Iva Atmanam Manyamanaha Chukopaha. Now, who is this Parikshit? He is the greatest of the great kings, the emperor. Please remember, the slightest whim of his will be fulfilled. There will be hundreds of servants waiting around to carry even the slightest indication of a desire. Right? That's how he used to be served. Here, he asked for water. Alabdha. He did not get that. Not only he did not get water, what is the king normally used to? Wherever he goes, people used to receive him, welcome him very affectionately, lovingly, offer him a seat to sit down and all that, and all the other respectful worship that they used to do. So Alabdha, he did not obtain, he did not get not the water. Trina Bhumi, a seat made with straw. That's what normally offered in ashramam. Even that he didn't get. Adihi. Like that, all the worshipful, welcoming things, asamprapta, samprapta, according to tradition, according to protocol, asaprapta, not being properly observed according to protocol. Arghya, he used to be offered as soon as he came, you give him arghyam. Arghyam means water to wash your hands. That also was not given. Sunrataha, plus he used to be welcomed with extremely sweet and loving words. Like when we receive a guest, we give them loving, welcoming words, right? Sunrataha. So none of this he got. Alabdha. So avijñātam. Therefore, he felt neglected. Neglected. Remember, he was extremely not only thirsty but also hungry. There is a saying in Tamil, Pasi vandida pattum parandu po. When you become extremely hungry and starving, how does your mind think normally? How does your buddhi function normally? Where is your wisdom? Everything is basically given away in the air, so to speak, because hunger is so powerful. And so, avijñātam, he felt neglected. Avijñātam iva, he felt neglected. Atmanam, like he felt neglected, Atmanam, his own self. Nobody attended on him. So he felt neglected. Manyamanaha, thinking like that, thinking that I have been neglected, thinking that nobody has attended on me, thinking like that. Manyamanaha. Chukopa, Chukopa, he became angry. As if very certainly. Alabdha nada bhumi adihi asamprapta arghe sunrutaha avajñātam iva atmanam manyamanaha chukopaha. Number 29. Abhuta purvaha sahasa shut tridbhyam ardita atmanaha brahmanam pratyabhuta brahman matsaraha manyuhu yevacha. Abhuta purvaha sahasa shut tridbhyam ardita atmanaha brahmanam pratyabhuta matsaraha manyuhu yevacha. Now, the thought that occurs to him, what happened to him, is unprecedented. Unprecedented. It is not only uncharacteristic for Parikshit, for a spiritually advanced person, a bhakta like Parikshit. It is unprecedented, uncharacteristic. That is, abhuta purvaha, unprecedented. Because the Swami says, the compulsion of the moment is inescapable for all of us. Remember, the compulsion of the moment is inescapable. There will be times, a moment will come when we will be acting out of character, out of our normal mode of behavior. It is not anger, it is not, those are all different. But the force of time, as they call it, which happens in a moment, that is unprecedented, uncharacteristic. Abhuta purvaha, sahasa, abhuta purvaha, unprecedented manner, uncharacteristically, sahasa, as if compelled by the circumstances. Shrutu, the hunger. Tridbhyam, his thirst. And ardita, his misery and suffering, his distressful state that he is in. Atmanaha, with himself. Brahmanam prati abhuta. Very important. You must picture that theme. Rishi is in Yoganishtai. The king is extremely weak, fatigued, exhausted, physically tired, mentally tired, starving for food, and on top of that, extremely thirsty. Then to top it all, here he asks for water, but nobody attends to him. Nobody even replies. He's not able to get that water. He's not able to get any normal treatment that he's used to. So, abhuta purvaha, unprecedentedly, compulsion of the moment. Brahmanam prati abhuta. Oh, Brahman, he says, Sutamani, Brahman is addressing the Brahmanas. Shaunakanda also, Brahman, you know what happened? Because of this, abhuta purvaha, Brahmanam prati abhuta. He started thinking, he became in his mind against the Brahmin, against the Rishi. The mind developed enmity. It's absolutely uncharacteristic and it never happened in Parikshit's mind before. The Brahmanam, to the Brahmana who was seated there, Prati Abhuta, he became against him, literal translation. With Matsaraha, which became envious, jealous. Manyuhu Evacha, and became angry at that Brahmin, at that Rishi, who is not even responding to him. Abhuta Purvaha. Please remember, compulsion of the moment is inescapable. Abhuta Purvaha Sahasa Shutu Tridyam Artita Atmanaha Brahmanam Prati Abhuta Brahman Matsaraha Manyuhu Evacha. Number 30. Sahatu Brahma Rishehe Amse Gata Asum Uragam Usha Vinirgachan Danuhu Kotya Nidhaya Puram Agamate. Sahatu Brahma Rishehe Amse Vinirgachan Danuhu Kotya Nidhaya Puram Agamat. Now, what did he do? Saha, that King Parikshit, to Brahma Rishehe, this Brahma Rishi who was seated in Yoganishta, who was in Samadhi, with Brahma Bhutam itself, absolutely oblivious for anything that's happening, completely immersed in the ocean of Shantam and Shanti and peace and bliss. He was that Brahma Rishehe Amse, on his shoulder. Danuhu Kotaya, with the edge, with the leading edge, the front portion of his bow. He picked up Nidhaya, with the front portion of his bow, he picked up Gata Asum, a lifeless, basically a dead Urugam, a snake. He picked it up, that was lying on the floor, with the edge of his bow. He picked it up in Rusha, in anger, because the anger was welling up within him. Parikshit never gets angry. Please remember that. There's such a sattvic bhakta, an ideal bhakta to whom the greatest knowledge was revealed while he was alive in this body and he attained moksha. Please remember that. That person became angry. Compulsion of the moment, inescapable. Everything is Bhagavan's design. And Bhagavan operates through infinite instruments, and time is one of those. Emotions another. So many instruments he has got. So through time became angry. He picked up that lifeless dead snake, Uragam, and Nidhaya, he placed it on Brahma Rishehe Amse, on the shoulder of the Brahma Rishi. Vinirgachan, while he was leaving the ashram. Puram Agamate, then he returned to his palace. Sahatu Brahma Rishehe Amse Gata Asum Uragam Risha Vinirgachan Dhanu Kotya Nidhaya Puram Agamate. 31. Yesha Kim Nibrita Asesha Karanaha Milita Ikshanaha Vrisha Samadhihi Aho Svit Kim Nu Syat Ksatra Bandhubihi. Yesha Kim Nibrita Asesha Karanaha Milita Ikshanaha Vrisha Samadhihi Aho Svit Kim Nu Syat Ksatra Bandhubihi. What was he thinking when he did that? In anger. Anger completely not only clouds our thinking. Clouding is one thing until the light doesn't shine. It gives misunderstanding. It gives wrong understanding. It gives hurtful thoughts. It's amazing what it's like getting a jaundice and looking like everything with yellow eye. Everything appears yellow. When you're angry, your vision is not only blurred, but it's exactly wrong vision you have. wrong understanding, wrong thinking. Everything is, that's why being angry is called mad in English, which is a very apt word. So he became Rusha, he was angry, he left. What was he thinking? Yesha, this Brahmin Rishi who seated like this, Kim, whether Nibhrita Asesha, whether he was really in a meditative state. He was doubting it. Karanaha, with the senses controlled, Milita Ikshanaha, with his eyes closed. Mrisha, is he acting? Is this a falsehood? Is he putting up a drama that he is in meditative state? Samadhi, that's what he was thinking. Mrisha, this appearing to be in Yoga Nishtha and all that, is this really a play, a put on? Aho Sit Kim. If it is so, Nu means but, Syat Shatra Bandhubihi. Is he acting as if he is meditating and is in Samadhi? And if it were so, if it is really acting, is it because Swit Kum, is it so, Kim, whether Syat Shatra Bandhubihi, is it because he has got a low opinion about Kshatriya? Because king is a Kshatriya. This is how his mind was thinking. Can you believe that? A man who sees Krishna everywhere, all of a sudden started thinking in terms of differences between Varnashrama. And he started doubting a Rishi who is in Brahman Ishtai, whom you are supposed to worship. He started doubting him. This is what happened. Yesha Kim Nibhrita Asesha Karanaha Milita Ikshanaha Mrisha Samadhihi Ahosvit Kim Nu Syat Shatra Bandhuvi. Number 32. Tasya Putraha Ati Tejasvi Viharan Balakaha Arbhakaihi Rajnya Agam Prapitam Tatam Shrutva Tatra Idam Abravita. Tasya Putraha Ati Tejasvi Viharan Balakaha Arbhakaihi Rajnya Agam Prapitam Tatam Shrutva Tatra Idam Abravita. Tasya Putroho, Tasya Putraha. That Rishi's Sathya, that Rishi's Putraha son, Ati Tejasvi, was extremely spiritually advanced person. So he was effulgent. Viharan, he was playing Balakaha with other boys. Arbhakaihi, who were all children only. They were all boys, but they were all childish. Very, very small people, very young people. They're children. Then, Rajnya Agam Prapitam Tatam. Tatam, his father, Rajnya, by the king, Agam Prapitam. Agam. Agam means many things. Agam means difficulties, Agam means distress, Agam means misery, so many things. But here, it means a distress caused by what? Humiliation. Because to put a dead snake around the shoulder and the neck of a Brahma Rishi, what type of an act is that? It is not only disrespectful, it's actually humiliating, something that has to be extolled. So that agam, that misery, that misfortune, that distress, prapitam, obtained, has been given to Tatam, his father. Srutva, hearing this, the boy heard this. Tatra, there, idam abravite. He spoke this. He spoke thus. Tasya putraha ati tejasvi viharan balakaha arbhakaihi rajnya agam prapitam tatam shrutva tatra idam abravite. 33. Aho adharmaha palanam pivnam balibhujam iva swamini agam yat dasanam dwarapanam sunam iva. He says, oh, alas, adharmaha palanam. The king, Palana means the kings who, Pala means to protect, Palana means kings. Kings who are following adharma, the unrighteous, sinful activities. Pivnam, these kings have been brought up. Pivnam have been brought up. Balibhujam iva, they've been brought up like crows. He says, these kings who behave in such a cruel, barbaric manner, in adharmic manner. They've been brought up just like crows. That's all it is. Swamini Agam, Swamini, one who is to be worshipped. Agam, he causes him this humiliation, this distress. And yet Dasanam, this Maharishi, this Brahmarishi, whose Dasanam, whose servants they should be serving these rishis. And they should be Dwarapanam, Sunam, they should be guarding the doors, they should be doorkeepers, just like Sunam, like dogs are. That's what the king should be doing. They should be protecting, serving in a respectful manner, and guarding the houses and the life of these rishis, so that they can do the spiritual sadhana for the welfare of everybody. This is important. One person does sadhana and attains samadhi, that doesn't benefit only him. It benefits the whole universe. Please remember that. That's why the king support them. So Dwarapanam, Sunam. Dwarapanam like the doorkeepers, Sunam like the dogs that protect, that watch the door of the master's house. And that's how they should be. Dasanam, they should be servants to the Swami, to this Brahmarishi. That is what the king should be. Instead, he's done such a barbaric, uncivilized, cruel act. He must have been brought up just like crows. He says, Aho, Adharmaha Palanam, Pivnam, Balibujam, Iva, Swamini, Agam, Yat Dasanam, Dwarapanam, Sunam, Iva. Number 34. Brahmanaihi, Chatra Bandhuhi, Dwarapalaha, Nirupitaha, Saha, Kakam, Tad Gruhe, Dvaha, Staha, Sabhandam, Bhoktum Arhati. Brahmanaihi, Kshatrabandhuhu hi Dwarapalaha Nirupitaha. It has been established, the protocol, what has been in the teachings, the Vedic teachings. That is the order, that is authority, but that can nirupitam. That means that has been established as the truth, as something to be followed, beyond doubt. What has been established? Brahmanaihi, for the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are those who follow the discipline to be in with Brahman all the time. So very important, not just the kulam that you are born in. You must have the discipline, the spiritual sadhana to be with Brahman all the time. Then you get the name Brahmana. Those people, Kshatra Bandhuhu, the Kshatriya, the children of various kings who come in the Kshatriya lineage, the various sons of Kshatriyas, the relatives of Kshatriyas, all the Kshatriyas, he certainly, Dwarapalaha, they are doorkeepers of the household, of the houses of these Brahmanas. This is what has been designated as a code of conduct. Saha, that king, Kakam, how? Tad Gruhe, the Brahmin's door, that king who is now the doorkeeper at the Brahmin's house, that king, Tat Grihe, that Brahmin's house, Dvaha Sahab, while he is keeping at the door, how can he enter that? Badham, that means the same pots and pans, the plates that the Brahmins used to eat. How can you take the same thing and Bhoktum Hargati? How will it get deserved to eat out of the same plate like the Brahmin? How is it possible? This is what he's asking. Again, a Brahmin is a person always immersed in Brahman. Very Brahman Acharati iti Brahmanaha. Please remember that. Brahman Acharati iti Brahmanaha. Brahman is one who's always moving about in Brahman only. Okay? Who's always immersed and imbibed in Brahman only. So that person, when he eats out of a plate, how can you go and eat out of the same plate? How is it possible? Your job is to protect. That is what your job is. You cannot enter here and claim equality. It's not possible. ब्रह्मणैः क्षत्रबन्धुभिः द्वारपालः निरूपितः सः कथं तद्गृहे द्वाहास्तः सभाण्डं भोक्तुम् अर्हति। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।